We're giving away hundreds of dollars of RevZilla gift cards. Stay to the end of the video to figure out how to enter and win. 1 second. There we go. What'd I miss? What'd I miss? Okay, so we got people blocking traffic. It's a typical thing. You could do that. If it's not a permitted ride, you can have a lot of trouble because technically this is illegal. Unless you have a permit, you have crowd control. And you're going to piss off a lot of people.
What's up? What's up?
No. All right, so typical group rides, large group rides, you do want to keep the group together, okay? So that's kind of what you want to do. You want to keep it together so you don't have separation of anything. But when you have such a large group like this and it's a planned ride, you do want to get permits from wherever you're doing it at the municipality, because then you're going to have maybe have support from the city so that you could do these things legally. Because everything we're doing here is actually illegal. We're not supposed to be doing a lot of this stuff. We're in the wrong lane on some of these things. You see the arrow going right here, but we're going this way. People are cutting across. We're going crazy. And the thing is, that causes a lot of disruption for a lot of normal riders and drivers, and it's going to create agitation. And it's one thing to want to go out and ride with a bunch of friends, and it's one thing to go out and have a good time. It's another thing to do that at the detriment of other people on the road. Okay, now we start moving into having a bad relationship with other drivers, with the cities. So if you have a club or if you have a riding group and you start doing this, you're going to be labeled by the police department. You're going to be labeled by the community that you're in that you're not good. Okay, that's not what we want to do here. So there's a bunch of different solutions. You have a pre-ride meeting. You have possible different subsections. You have meeting points. If people get lost, this is where we meet at a certain time, because you kind of plan it, right? We're going 35 miles an hour on this 35-mile road, and it's about, a couple miles. So, based off of mathematics and your big brain stuff, that we'll get here at this time. We'll go ahead and give a buffer zone of certain times, so we'll stay here for 30 minutes and then we'll move on to the next thing. So you start going through that whole process, and then nobody's really scared. Nobody feels like they have to block intersections, and then it's a good flow of traffic for everybody. So this right here, I don't like being a part of at all. So if I'm ever in a situation where people are doing this and they're like blocking traffic and I'm like way back here in the back, I'm like, all right, see you guys. And I'll just take off. There's absolutely no reason for me to be in that position, because now I'm part of the problem. And based off the smart rider principles and just my own principles, I don't want to be a part of the problem. So when we do this, I understand blocking it off. Okay, this guy wants to go. It's his turn to go. He should be able to go. It's a green light for him. Now we talk about green light. Green doesn't always mean go, but now we're doing this, okay? Now we're saying you can't go. And technically it's close to kidnapping. Now I don't know what legalities and what the terminology is in some places, but if you gather around somebody and you basically false imprison them, they can do whatever they're going to do whatever they can to do with self-defense. They could easily just hit the gas and run over all these people. This truck can climb over these bikes and these people, crush them. And we're kind of sitting here with this entitlement of, well, it's not going to happen because people don't want to hurt us. But you're kind of putting yourself in that position knowing full well that there is a possibility that they could hurt you if they wanted to, especially if you're antagonizing them. So to me, I don't like it. And as soon as I see that, and I'm like in the back over here, I'm going to pull off into here. I'm going to turn around and go home. Because at the end of the day, this is their emergency. If they got run over, and especially if I just joined up and I don't know who these people are, as much as I want to help people, I'm not going to help people that put themselves in that situation. I'm not gonna. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I would, but the thing is, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm not going to keep bailing people out when they keep putting themselves there. So I'm gone. But if you ever are in a situation and and you decide you want to do this, don't. Do not do that. Do not do that. There's many different safe ways to solve the problem that you're having of keeping the group together. This isn't one of them. This isn't a safe way of doing it. I've been a part of many group rides where we had to do something like this, and we got people that were legit, like, permitted to do that. We had permits for this. If you can ride around without gear, well, you're not a very smart rider. You need to acquire and utilize personal protective equipment, and here's your way of doing that. Click the link in the description to enter to win hundreds of dollars in Revzilla gift cards. We're doing this every single month, so if you don't win right now, you can possibly win next month, but if you sign up as a tier 1 to tier 4, you get my ebook for free too. Check it out. Link is in the description. Link is in the description. Click, 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 link in description.